Hi, I'm Kaitlin Urka here with Adam, Brody, and Jonathan Kasdan for the movie In the Land of Women. And I'm going to start with you, Adam, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Good. Well, first of all, you did a wonderful job in the movie. I was
Thanks a lot.
Incredibly impressed.
Thanks.
And as an OC person too, I was very happy to see you on the big screen.
Thanks.
You run a lot in the movie as Release.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, is that your real life Release, or what do you have in real life when things get very stressful? What do you do to kind of release that tension?
That's a really good question.
That is a great question. Well, I do run a little bit, or I hike with my dog. I also have the jacuzzi that I got put in, and I'll sit in there for way longer than is healthy. That's sort of it.
That's sort of it.
Yeah.
And how is it different alternating between TVs and movies? We've obviously talked about your role a little bit in the OC, but how is that different to go from the small screen to the big screen?
Well, I mean, it's not really that much different when you're there. It's the camera and a crew, and I mean, really more than anything, it's just the playing different roles, and especially when you play one role for such a long period of time. It is different. It can be a little jarring to hop into something else, and it's a complete new guy with new everything. That said, I'm pretty lazy, so I tend to, sort of just, it's reverse method acting where I try to make every character as much me as possible, so I don't have to do any work.
All right. And for you, as the director, I mean, you did a wonderful job of making this film feel very natural, very unforced. Was there a lot of improv in the scenes, or was everything very scripted out?
There was very little improv except for Adam, because he never remembered his lines. So we just had to make up his part of the dialogue pretty much everywhere.
That's true.
It's like there was barely anything that he got right. So I was just beating him up and smacking him around, and no matter what I did, he came up with something funnier in almost every case.
And now the movie's hilarious.
And now it's just a comedy of drama.
Yeah.
And this question can go for both of you. How was
I'll
it?
take it.
You'll take it?
No offense.
How was it working with such legends as Olympia Dukakis and Meg Ryan?
It was very nice. It was. It's really exciting, and it still is. And I've got the chance to work with a few people now, and every time it's really cool to know somebody's body work beforehand and be a fan of it, and then go get to be in a scene with them, and they're suddenly listening to you, and you're doing a scene with this person who you this face so well from other things. It's actually I don't think that'll ever get old.
Okay, so you mentioned that your dad was a University of Michigan alum.
Yeah, as well as
Glad to hear it. Go Blue. So tell us, what about this movie is going to appeal to college audiences?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's fairly literate.
It's fairly literate. It's got Adam in it, which I think will appeal to college audiences. I guess I think of myself as a young man. I'm 27. I hope that, certainly the way that I write is in the voice of someone of my generation, and sort of about relating to older people and younger people, but certainly the point of view is that of Adam's character, and I hope that communicates to people and people relate to it.
And plus it's got rock and roll.
It's got rock and roll.
Kids
it's got
like
Bruce
that.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
So what do you want people leaving the theater to take with them from this film?
Wow. What
Sorry,
I
I'm asking the really
no,
deep
no, no,
question.
no,
That's a
no.
good one.
Here's a really not deep answer. I really, I hope they like it. I mean, they don't have to take anything with it. They just have to have enjoyed themselves, paid for their ticket, and want to
If
come
they're
here
under
again.
13 years old, they should probably go with a parent or legal guardian. But you know what? We don't really care.
I don't really, yeah.
If they sneak in, it's okay.
Okay, so tell me something that happened on the set of this movie that we wouldn't find out about maybe watching the film. What was something funny that happened, something that you'll take with you from your experience working on this movie?
Let me think about this for a
Well,
second.
we had a first assistant director that was a funny, great guy who I'll work with whenever I make movies, and a couple of times we had him, Adam, and he staged elaborate prank takes for me, so that instead of Kristen running in and kissing Adam, he would run in and kiss Adam, and I would be
That's true.
temporarily stymied. And there was a shot in which Adam climbs out of bed and he pulls back the sheets, and our first AD was laying there right next to him.
That's
So
true.
they were rascals.
What's the most difficult part of your job as an actor?
I would say it's a truly unstable profession. I mean, you don't have a job for a long time, then you have a job, and it's in a different country for 3 months, very intensely, 14 hours a day, and then you don't have a job anymore. You don't really see those people. I mean, it's just it's erratic, and I'd say that it's what I love about it. I mean, truly, and also what is difficult.
Do you have any goals or anything beyond acting that you would like to pursue? Maybe something you've always wanted to do that haven't gotten the opportunity yet?
I think at some point I'd love to try and direct something, but I don't know if I can write anything, and I feel like that sort of.
You'll have to leave that to Jonathan.
I know. I'm trying to pick up his scraps.
Yeah.
Ones that aren't quite good enough that he doesn't want to direct, I try and take.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's just more output, you know. If Adam directs them, all the better. All the more power to him.
So I have to ask, have you been to a Michigan football game?
No. Come on. I mean,
I
really.
have.
Oh, okay,
Don't
good.
worry.
I was
Don't
saying,
worry.
it's in the blood,
Remain calm.
and then you, okay.
It is, yeah.
Well, we'll have to get you tickets.
Now,
because
do you go to Pizza Bob's?
on State Street? Oh, yeah.
That's something that is a family tradition for me. I love it. I'm a great believer in it. Every time I'm in Ann Arbor, gotta go to Pizza Bob's. It's the greatest. I feel like doing an advertisement for them now.
And they'll appreciate it, too.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, well, thank you guys so much.
Thank
This has
you
been
so
a real
much.
pleasure.